Hi, this is Keely Carlson. This is my English translation of Byron Bridges' video titled Wrong Signs in ASL. I have my transcription right down here, so I'll be looking at that and moving it as the translation goes on, but let's just go ahead and get started. Hey everyone, I'm doing great. I hope you're doing great. First, I want to talk about who this video is for. It's for teachers or people that work with kids, specifically deaf kids. I've been observing kids signing recently and I've noticed a few things. More and more kids are being really creative and making up signs. I definitely support creativity and encourage kids to be creative, but I've noticed a few incorrect signs. For example, I've seen kids signing LOL like this. LOL, finger spelling it out. And seriously, this hurts my eyes. LOL? I mean, honestly, I know that it means laugh out loud, but why this? LOL. It's like nails on a chalkboard. There are so many other signs to use for this concept. Why do we need to use that one? The problem with this is that some teachers are starting to sign this too, which makes me cringe. I mean, teachers? Seriously? It's our jobs as teachers, citizens, and as deaf people to help correct that behavior and let them know that that's not an appropriate sign. Now, if they're using that in their dorms or with their friends, I'm willing to turn a blind eye. But in school, in an academic setting, it's really not appropriate, and you have the obligation to let them know. It makes them think more because you don't see hearing kids saying LOL to their teachers, maybe when they're texting, sure, but never to their teachers. Another one that I see sometimes is when kids have a question, they'll raise their hand, and then before starting their question, they'll sign like this. They'll finger spell out the word. And it makes me do a double take. Why did you just sign And it's one thing to sign things like that, but to finger spell out is extremely unnecessary. It's a very English tendency, and English is the reason that our kids are starting to decrease in their signing skill because of all the English influence in our language. As a result, we really need to take responsibility for facilitating the use of proper ASL among kids. So, if you see a kid signing something wrong, don't be afraid to let them know. Another sign that I've seen is when a kid's talking about something that they did, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I went there last night." But instead of using the sign last, which means in the past or yesterday, sometime before the present, they'll use the sign last. So they'll sign last night, which this sign means the final or the end or the last on the list. It doesn't mean last. So there are so many other ways that they could sign this. For example, they could sign yesterday night, past night, last night. There's a whole host of other ways that they could sign this. But this, last night, is really wrong, and they should not be using it. So, I want to encourage you guys all to start paying more attention when kids are signing, and correct them if it's necessary. If they're out socializing with their friends, you can leave them be, but in an academic setting, or if they're signing with adults, it's really important to correct them so that they're signing appropriately. And also, it's important to not make fun of them and just let the behavior continue, but to call them out. If you see a kid signing something wrong, help them. Don't be hypercritical, but help them. It's time for the deaf community to step up and help out in order to preserve true ASL and build connections within the community. All right, I'm doing great. I hope you're doing great too. Thank you.